Hello, Periscope. Happy Friday. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You guys know what time it is. It is Freedom Friday. With me here every Friday as God allows it to. Hello, MBT 14. Thank you for joining. If you can, as you come in, allow me to say hello. So introduce yourself. Give me your first name, where you are located. Hello, Mudu0606. Thank you for joining. This is Freedom Friday. Hello, Vesby555. I apologize in advance if I don't pronounce the names correctly. Some of you guys have very unique names here. So if you give me your first name, I go ahead and say hello with the correct name. Perhaps I can pronounce that better. My name is Marlene. Hello, Greg Page. My name is Marlene, and I am originally from Dominican Republic, so that is where the accent comes from. So my first language is Spanish, and again, with me here. How you doing, Greg? So good to see you. With me here every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We meet on Facebook at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you like to follow me or connect with me in social media, Instagram, name is Pretty Is Not Enough. Pretty Is Not Enough. And on Facebook, it's Pretty, the letter S, Not Enough. Pretty S, Not Enough. And from there, you could actually find the link to my personal Facebook page as well, if you like to follow me that way. And so I hope you guys had a blessed week. I hope you guys are doing good. As I wait for a few of you to come in, let me know how your week has been. Any plans for the weekend? How are things going? Normally just come in, jump in, and start the message right away. But let me do something different for a change and see how you guys are doing. How are you feeling? Just let's chit chat for a minute while we wait a couple seconds, not long, for everyone else to jump in if anybody else is joining. Let me know how you're doing. Not sure who are watching. I know, Greg, you are there. Not sure who else is online. Also, feel free to give hearts if you feel it too. I'm just learning about how the stars work. I know we have hearts here on Periscope, but I'm not sure how the stars are connected to the hearts. So if you guys know anything about that, let me know, because I think that's also tied to the super hearts, and I didn't pay attention to the super hearts until someone gave some super hearts to me last week, and I started looking online to see how that work, and I think it's connected to the stars that you get or something like that. So if you guys know anything about that, feel free to let me know here or send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and let me know as well. Feel free to share with anyone if you feel led to share during the broadcast or after the broadcast. Thank you for the replay viewers. If you guys have not followed me before or have not watched any of the broadcasts, feel free to go back and watch some of the previous Freedom Friday broadcasts that we have so far. We've been doing this for a year. I've been doing this for a year since December 23rd of 2016. So we are coming close to the year mark. And last week I told you guys that I was going to see if any of you had any testimony or any ways on how the message has touched you and how God has moved in your life or has revealed some things to you through Freedom Friday. If I don't receive anything from you guys, what I'll probably do on Friday of next week, which will be the official anniversary of Freedom Friday, the 22nd, so it's a day before the anniversary, I may just come online and ask you guys to give me prayer targets. Browse every 3 seconds. I think I know why. I may disconnect, so I'll probably have to come back. Let's see. Let's see. I forgot I was connected to the better, so it should be okay now. If not, just let me know. I'll have to see if I have to disconnect and come back in. So hopefully that helped. But what I was saying before we get started in a minute, 1 minute. I'm going to, for the anniversary, I may just ask you guys to give me prayer requests, whether it's before the broadcast, during the broadcast tonight, or if you can send me some prayer requests during the broadcast. broadcast or via Instagram or Facebook, then I think I may make it a prayer scope before the year's over. I think that's a good day to do a prayer scope. So, hey, Kwee, how's your mom doing? And so let's just go ahead and get started. This scope, I don't think is going to be very long. And I'm going to take a few notes as God downloads what he wants me to say, because as you guys know, I do this on Facebook as well. But I have 0 notes right now. And as God starts speaking to you through me, I have to take notes about what he's saying. Greg, let me know if it's better now. I turned off the Wi-Fi. I forgot that I had the Wi-Fi connected. So hopefully it's better. If not, sorry again. These kind of things are out of my control, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if I'm pausing again or if you guys can hear me okay this time around. If not, hope you watch the broadcast, and thanks again for following me. So the broadcast, the message for today is, what is God telling you about your life? What is God telling you about your life? And this, it's most of the messages I think have been a twofold or threefold messages. But the reason why this came about, last night I was at an event. Still the same. I will look at Facebook. Okay, sorry about that, Greg. I'm not sure. Don't think there is an update pending with Periscope, but I never know why Periscope just don't seem to act right. But anyway, we'll go ahead and move forward, and hopefully you guys can watch the replay if Periscope doesn't work the way that it should. So what is God telling you about your life? Last night I was at an event that one of my friends hosted. She's actually an activist and spokesperson for Nashville Peacemakers here. That is a foundation, an organization that was put together to support mothers that have their children murdered. The children were gone due to a crime. Hello, how are you, Ori? I can pronounce that, Ori, Fsgar. Not sure. If you can give me your name, I can greet you by the first name. Thanks for joining. So, she's an activist, and she's supporting mothers that have lost their children through by way of a crime or something that happened, some tragedy or some things like that. So, God is telling you to eat healthy. Well, that's good. Definitely, we have to take care. The word says that our body is His temple, and a lot of times we only think in the spirit. In regards to you, we sometimes feel like it's only a spiritual thing, but it also is physical, Greg. Where we have to take care of our bodies so that we can do the work that He has called us to do. CCB, hello, how are you? Greg, follow what He says. God telling you that, then there's something that you need to do different. So anyway, going back to what is God telling you about your life. So Clemmy G is what she goes by. She's on Facebook also, and she is the founder of Nashville Peacemakers. She supports the mothers that have lost their children, and so let's see. And so I think those are spam. I've noticed a couple of weeks ago on Periscope that some people repeat what other people say. So I don't know if it's just some sort of new spam or nuisance that is on Periscope. But anyway, so she had an artist in her during her event. She had an artist that was singing about only you can be you, and a lot of people don't want to be themselves. They want to be somebody else. But God has designed everyone to be themselves, and nobody else can do the things that God has called you to do. So his song was very meaningful. Yeah, I saw it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, am I seeing things or what's going on? But yeah, I noticed it this time early enough to block it. Weird. Okay, so there's something new every day. I've been good, CCB. I hope you've been blessed. So anyway, the song was about being you. only you can be you, and accepting who you are. And a lot of people want to be, want to be like you, and you're not appreciating who you are, blah, it's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a very meaningful song. I don't know it. It was a local artist, so it was a song that is not well known, but it was very meaningful. And so with that, I also had a conversation with someone last night, and then someone else tonight, talking about relationships. So a lot of what I'm talking about today, I think we're going to step outside of the purpose. I know we've been talking a lot about purpose and what God has called you to do. That seems to be the theme for most of our periscopes, and it's probably because it's where God has me in my life, where he's showing me and teaching me about the purpose in my life and the things that I have to do. So that may be why my messages go along that way, because that's where he has me. But right now we're going to try to focus more on relationships and love life. And so what is God telling you about your life? What happens is there are certain things that I have an opinion on when it comes to a significant other. I am single right now, happily, joyfully, blissfully single. And and so when it comes to courting, or when it comes to meeting someone, CCV, go somewhere. Just listen, okay? And so I told you have to change that name first, and there will be a lot of praying after that. But no, I'm single. I'm actually get into whatever. I'm not entertaining this foolishness. Not today. So anyway, so I don't know what the word is, but anyway, there's two people that in my life that I consider very influential, I guess, if you would. And there is one person individually that I could see some potential as far as being in a relationship with. Praying about it is a deep connection and this and that and the other. But due to the circumstances right now, it's not official. I'm not going into details, but the point that I'm trying to make is the conversation that I had last night was the person on the line was trying to talk me into what's good, what's right, what's wrong, what's left, what's up, what's down. And it got me to thinking similar to the conversation that I had with somebody else tonight. And this time it was about her situation and her in her relationship and where she's at and the people that she's meeting and what God is doing, things of that nature. And so it had me to this topic tonight, that oftentimes when you are actually sure and certain of what God is telling you, there's often people that come in and try to deviate you and try to tell you other things. For example, I am more about a person's heart than a person's wallet. And I tell you why I'm using those examples. I'm using those examples because of the conversation that I had last night with this person. So a guy cannot get to me through his wallet and through his money and through his business, because that's just not something that I'm drawn by. It's just not something that I've had several opportunities, even when I was in the world, to chase a man and to get a man's packet for his money, and it's just not. I am not talking to you. I am not talking to you, CCB. Where is my CC when I need her so she can get you in order? But yeah, so the whole thing of some people may be attracted to the money deal, where that's all they need in a relationship. Some people like me may be attracted to other things, simple things, conversations, simple things such as flowers or notes, or just spending time actually having a meaningful conversation versus spending time looking at a cell phone, each other looking at a cell phone, or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is everyone has different preferences. So going back to the question, what is God telling you about your life? I want you guys to think about what are the things that God is telling you about how He designed you and He created you to be, not just in the relationship part of it, but in everything else. By CCV, what everything else in your life. Again, I'm going to try to stay away from the purpose part of it, but even with your family, have how God will want you to deal with a situation with your family. Say that you have a an argument or an issue with a family member, and you feel led to go to that person and just love on them, or just bring the situation into a halt and just kind of stop the issue. But then somebody else calls you and tells you, well, I don't think you should do that. I think you should you should let them know that they better respect you, blah blah blah. And now you change your mind based on what somebody else says versus on instead of what God had told you to do. So it is important that you be strong into what you know you need, the things that you know that God has you to do, and know what other people say. Don't know what is that noise. Do you guys hear that noise? I have been hearing that for the last few days, and I don't know if it's a speaker or something. I have no idea if it's here or if it's outside. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Let me see if it's my computer. Nope, it's not my computer. I have no idea. But it comes and goes throughout the day in my office, and I have no clue what it is. Maybe the connection? I don't know. Anywho, distraction. But anyway, what I'm saying, all of this is making this scope a lot longer than what I expected to be. So all I'm saying to you guys today is to listen to the voice of God and learn how to remain focus on just that you don't listen to what somebody else tells you, or don't allow what somebody else tells you to change who you are, to change the things that you're supposed to be doing just because it sounds good at the moment, or because they just have that much influence in you. Do not allow anybody to have more influence in you than God does. God is supposed to have the most influence in your life than anybody else. So when somebody comes and tells you, oh well, I think Jenny, it's better for you because she's a studious, and she goes to church every Sunday, and she goes to Bible study, and she doesn't go out anywhere, and she's always with her family. And you're looking for somebody that actually does all of that, goes to church and all of that, but actually spend time, I don't know, going to the pool or whatever it is that you like to do, that hopefully is still godly. Then that's what you need. You need somebody that you could have a chemistry with. You need somebody that you actually can connect with. If you are things in common, there have to be things in common. So if all this other person is talking about to you the entire day, like in my example, if there's a person that is always talking about business, if out of 3 hours we're talking 2 hours and 45 minutes about your business and about getting things done for your business, then the other 15 minutes maybe random conversations about XYZ, then where is the core? Where is the meat of that conversation? Where is that? What does that say about the relationship that you guys are building? And again, I'm not just talking about relationship, but that could be about friendship. That could be about, a partnership. That could be about family. What is the core of that connection? If all that you guys talked about is self-absorbing to the point that all you are discussing is what the person wants to, is that one topic, is that one thing that they feel like it matters to them. And because it matters to them, it should matter to you, but you are not connected in that way. So I say all of that to say that you have to know what God, first of all, going back to how I started the scope, you have to know who you are. You have to accept who you are and understand that the way that you are is how God created you to be. And so that you can accomplish all the things that he has called you to do, going back to the purpose thing. But then you also have to know what is God telling you about your life. What is God telling you? Know what he's telling the neighbor, the pastor. And yes, now let me put a pause there, because there will be pastors that will speak into your life. There will be people that have wisdom and will speak into your life. But excuse me, what I'm talking about right now is the people that are just giving opinions. They're not God-led. They're emotional driven based on what they would like for themselves or what they would like for you. Because a lot of people live their lives through yours. And, I think, Marley and this person will be great together. That's why I've learned my lesson, and I don't like no one to introduce me to nobody that, I know somebody that will be perfect for you. Nobody knows you that well to know somebody that will be perfect for you. I know there have been some relationships that work just fine. I have two instances where I've been introduced to this perfect person that was a good match for me, and neither one of them were actually where I was supposed to be. The first one definitely was a relationship from hell. And the second one, it was not a person that was willing to be at a place spiritually what I wanted to be. So there's two people that I've been introduced to. There's the perfect person. Nobody knows the perfect person for you but God. So stop listening to people about what you are supposed to do in your life. Stop listening to people. Everybody, you can't listen to everybody. Yes, you're going to have accountability partners. Yes, you're going to have certain people that you can trust, but you can't listen to everybody about your life, about your career, about, again, purpose, and definitely not about your relationship. This is someone that if you are serious about relationship, you're going to have to spend the rest of your life with. This is somebody that, yes, have an individual mindset about what you want to do with your life, and most importantly, what God wants you to do with the life that he has given you. This is someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. This is someone that you're going to wake up to. So by all means, make sure that this is someone that you feel blessed to be with. This is someone that you're going to wake up with every day. And I always said that the physical attraction has to be there. The physical attraction has to be there. My pastor said it best. He said the relationship has to be a spiritual, physical, and emotional connection. It has to be all three of them. It can be two. It can be one. It can be 2.5. It has to be all three of them. Why? Because if the person that you're with is only connected to you spiritually and physically, the emotional piece of it will be fulfilled by someone else. You go somewhere outside, you meet with somebody and start having a random conversation. Next thing you know, this person is touching on the emotional side that the person at your house has never touched. So now there is an opportunity for you to step outside of it because you didn't have it at home. So you have to know that God sent that person. You have to feel that person meets you where you are. That person has to be perfect, but it has to meet you where you are physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So they have to look good to you. And a lot of people judge me because I say that I have to date someone that I'm attracted to. I've dated some people that I'm not being attracted to. I'm guilty of that. And I won't say I regret it because life happens and you live and you learn. But I have given the opportunity to people that I'm not physically attracted to, and it has failed miserably. It is a horrible thing for you to be with someone that you are attracted to physically. You deserve better than that. And I'm not saying that they have to be dull, gorgeous, but they have to be attractive to you. The word says that, the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So if it's someone that is gorgeous, beautiful, handsome to you, then that's who you should be. But then in connection with that, you also need to have that emotional connection, that when you're sad, they know how to interact with you. That when you're happy, they know how to interact with you. Then when you're quiet, they know how to respond, whether you need to talk or whether they know that you need to be left alone. That person needs to know how to deal with your emotions. And then that person definitely has to know how to deal with you spiritually. Are they where you want to be? Are they where you are spiritually? Are they trying to go where you want to go spiritually? Or are they where you want to go spiritually? There has to be a connection there, because if the person is halfway into, I think I believe in God, I think Jesus was existed, and you are also allowed for Christ, then that's an issue. And if it starts that way, you can expect for it to change, or you can expect yourself to be able to change it coming in. God is the only one that can make that change for you, and that's if the person is willing to change. So at the end of the day, I say all of that to say this scope actually was a lot longer than I thought it would be, but the all I'm saying is think about what is God telling you about your life. Know what Janie from the blog is telling you. Know what Ray and Kiki are telling you. And know what your mom thinks about it. Know what your father thinks about it. Know what your mentor thinks about it. Because sometimes all those people, even though we look up to them, may be wrong as well. What is God telling you about your life? What is God telling you about your life? Whether, like I say again, whatever part of your life, but tonight we're talking mainly about relationships, because there's many people that end up marrying the wrong person because they might as well do, or because such and such say that she was a good girl and it was perfect for them, or such just introduced us. So I just kind of figured that, it makes sense for us to go ahead and marry since, we kind of all go out together, or whatever the case may be. I had an ex that try to get back with me. We were together back in 2009, 2010. And up to last year, November of last year, he was still trying to get back with me. When he finally realized, I don't know why it took him 7 years to realize this, but that's neither here nor there. When he finally realized that there was no chance, a month later, he proposed to the girl that he was with then. And I've told him when he tried to talk to me in November that it was not fair to him or to the girl that he was with for him to even be with her, because he was clearly not ready for that. And so he kind of went and might as well did propose to her and get married this year. But is that what God told you to do? Or did you do that because you were salty about not being with your ex? Or did you do that because it was convenient? Or because you don't want to deal with having to find nobody else? What was the purpose behind it? So, that's what I'm touching on tonight. It's just that you have to make sure that what you're doing is what God told you to do, and know what Kiki or Ray told you to do. Stop being desperate about being with someone. Stop giving God a timeline as to when your significant other should appear, should come about. And God is the one that knows everything. And when you rush things, you end up in situations that are hard to get out afterwards. So that is it. I'm glad you're not CCB. Again, you never know what God has and where that person is going to come. You could be at the most random place and God connects you with someone and you have no idea how it happened, why it happened, or anything. But then, once it happens, you'll know God did it. And that's when you have to protect it and shield it with the blood of Jesus, because people will try to get you out of that, because a lot of times what God does doesn't make sense to the human, Okay, here we go again. These people. What is that thing? When did they start doing that? That is so annoying. It's kind of like a little kid repeating everything that somebody says. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. That's crazy. I never seen that before. I saw when they had the little kissy and little hearts and stuff like that before, but this is new to me, and it's probably the most annoying spam that they have come up with. That's mission accomplished. That's the most annoying one that I've seen so far on Periscope. But yeah, so anyway, I know I rambled on this one. I think it was a few distractions here and there. The Wi-Fi didn't work at first, and I was trying to let people come in, and then we have the little crazy robots thing repeating everything. But I hope you get the point of this. Again, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, I hope that you could get the gist of what I'm saying through this scope, which is just to listen to the God's voice when it comes to relationships. So CCB, if you don't stop. And CCB is not my babe, y'all. He just wishful thinking right now. He wishful typing. He is not, and my sis is not here to give him an order. Oh my God. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. But no, thanks for watching though. Thanks for following CCB. I hope you have a blessed weekend. As I always say, remain holy, HOLY, not HOELY. And be good to yourself, be good to your family, be good to your loved ones, be good to your strangers. Love on someone today that you don't know. Love on someone this weekend. And last but not least, if it's not our business, it's none of our business. So we stick to that. And hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Again, next Friday is the celebration of a year of Freedom Friday. I cannot believe it has been a year. Again, if you have something that you like to share, something that you may watch, something that may have touched you, affirmation, confirmation from God. If not that, send me a prayer request or tune in on Friday, the 22nd. We're going to be here live, probably doing prayer scope. That's what I'm probably do. So just tune in for that, and thank you again for watching. Share, give hearts, whatever you feel like doing. See ya later. Deuces.